Welcome back to my channel, Queens and Kings, where everything and anything on this channel is focused on girl and women empowerment. And I am Coach Mo, coming back to you today with a new video. Now, I will be looking at my laptop because today's video will be about understanding the importance of loneliness, or the state of being alone. Some like to put a negative connotation to being alone and call it the word isolation. But in this video, I'm going to help you discover the true beauty of isolation when utilized in a healthy state. And I'm going to also help you discover some things of whether or not your mind is secretly calling for some necessary alone time. If that's something you're interested in learning about, then make sure you stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, Queens and Kings, where everything and anything on this channel is focused on girl and women empowerment. And I am Coach Mo, coming back to you today with a new video. Now, if you've been queening it with me for some time, then thank you for being a long-time subscriber. But if you're new to queening it with Coach Mo, then I definitely want you to make sure you hit that subscribe button. I just think it's going to be worth your rawness. So let's get into what your rawness came to hear. The first thing we want to talk about when we're speaking about isolation, alone, time and space being by yourself is you might find yourself being, or having a lack of motivation to be around other people. Now, Queen, there's nothing wrong with declining invites. There's nothing wrong with enjoying alone time when you go shop. And there's nothing wrong with you having your Netflix and chill moments. Because sometimes when you find yourself lacking wanting to go out with people or be around people, that's your inner self telling you that you need a little bit of time to be away from other people. Also, make sure that you recognize the signs, though, if you're starting to go away from people because of something tragic that might have happened in your life. And when I say tragic, please make sure we're careful with the words that we choose. I learned from someone, pretty close to me that words are powerful. So when we find the negative connotation in the words that we use, they sometimes put an imprint on us that is not necessarily what that word is meant to teach us during that time and that season. So, Queen, if you find yourself saying, you know what, girls, y'all go ahead and go shopping without me today, and then you sneak away and go shopping on your own, Queen, do you. You're not depressed. You're at a state where you just are able to be happy with yourself. You're able to enjoy what's called me time, Queen. When you think about queens and you look at any of the royal family movies or anything, back in the historical times where queens reigned, you don't see queens always being courted by everyone. Queens required you to have an appointment, a scheduled time. They had things to do. They were busy running the world, are running themselves, running their country, running their kingdom. So, Queen, when you find yourself kind of shifting away from wanting to hang out with the girls or be up under your man or be up under your kids or be around all your colleagues, it's okay, Queen. You're going through a cocoon stage. Embrace it and enjoy it. So the next thing that you may find yourself when you start to realize that loneliness or the thought of isolation is important to you is when you no longer want to seek to take the opinions of others. Yes, I said it, Queen. I don't know what it is about us women that we love to, one moment, we love to share everything about what's going on in our life. And, at times it could be that we just want that validation because a lot of us, we know something, but we find ourselves wanting to still share it with our girlfriends, share it with our husband. We are people that love to share. And understand, Queen, you might come to a point where you say, you know what, nah, I ain't even calling my girl to tell her this because, first of all, I don't want to hear what she probably is going to say. Second of all, she's not going to probably give me any, true merit or advice to handle the situation. Queen, you growing. That's all that means. You're growing. You're not losing your friendship with your queen. You're not losing your connection with your queen. You're just starting to develop the best friendship you can have, and that's with yourself. So, you also might find yourself during the loneliness or isolation period while you're cocooning, which is not a bad thing again, queen. You might find yourself reading or searching for more answers. Yes, searching for clarification is another sign that your isolation and loneliness is in a healthy state. You're not doing anything wrong by wanting to make sure that you are trying to find the answers to make yourself, go on a better journey or a better path. We often find ourselves taking on everybody else's way of doing things. This is a time for you to find your way of doing things, queen. So don't ignore when your mind, body, and soul is saying you need to be alone, queen. You need to isolate, queen. You need to have a little bit of self-time away from everybody else, queen. It's okay. Another thing that you might see yourself during a period of isolation or being alone is you might start to meditate, or you'll start to find yourself having deeper intentions. Oh, yes, queen. When you get to a certain level, you're going to start to say, I need to talk to me. I don't need to talk to her. I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to talk to nobody else. I need to be having some intimate conversations with me. Me is tired of being ignored. That person inside is tired of you ignoring her, queen. So you have to come to a understanding that she's there and you've got to talk to her. Now, I ain't talking about no crazy talk. Don't go talk to yourself and answer yourself and start to look all, I do answer myself sometimes, by the way, but that's all in context. But you know what I'm trying to say, queen. Talk to yourself. Find out what you really mean to something that happened to you. And let me just give you an example. If you see a social media post that just triggered something in you, have a conversation with yourself. Why am I feeling this way, queen? What's going on? What about that post did really bother you? Was it, the fact that they're doing something that you're not doing? And if that is something, then queen, address it. You're talking to yourself because only you know you. Other people are trying to get to know you. Always remember that. No one can give you what you should already know about yourself, queen, but it takes alone time. It takes isolation. It takes the cocooning time. It is necessary and key. So another thing I wanted to speak about is the good things about being alone. I've always been a loner, and during this COVID crisis, I have not suffered at all. Like, I honestly have been thriving, and it's amazing to see how many people, because I watch a lot of people's social media, and it's like their life no longer existed because they couldn't post that they were having dinner at this place. They couldn't post that they were going shopping at this place. They couldn't post that they were hanging out with 100 girlfriends. They almost had no merit to themselves because now the world said, deal with you, queen. Stay in your home, queen. Understand everything about you, queen. It's time for you to isolate, queen, because if you don't, you're putting yourself at risk. And guess what? It's so sad. But you still see queens trying to be out there, and you think about your body and your temple, queen. This is all we have. You're not going to get this back. And I'm not here to play with my life. I did them games back when I was younger. We all played Russian roulette with our life when we were younger. And if you're a young queen watching this video, then I'm telling you, you don't have to go through those trials and tribulations. You don't have to make reckless decisions. So if you're finding yourself, being discomforted with the fact that you need to stay home, or if you need to go out, you go out, get what you need to get, and bring yourself back, queen, to your temple, then, you really need to make sure you self-reflect and ask yourself, why is it that I need to be out putting myself at harm's way? You're not going to just walk in front of a car. You're not going to do that. But that's what you're doing every time you put yourself at risk, trying to hang around multiple people. And queen, if you see yourself doing this while you're out and about, or you have to post it, I just think it's a little selfish at this point in time. And I had to even say the same thing to myself. I'm being selfish to the people that are suffering, to the people that are dying, to the people that have lost loved ones. And I'm around here saying, look at me. I'm out at, Tarjay. I'm out at this place still doing me. While people are losing their lives. Queen, it's okay to be alone during this time. It's okay to have some isolation. So, time isn't to be shared with everyone. Now, I don't know who you believe in, who you worship, who you talk to, whatever it is, if it's the universe, if it's God, if it's, Orishas, if it's Yoruba, whatever, Ashe, however, whatever it is that you're connected to, you got to understand that they are going to remind you that time isn't to be shared with everyone. Time is given to you. You control what you do with your time. So when you want to spend it with tons of people and you're still battling behind closed doors with a lot of things, you're wasting your time. Because the people you're hanging around are not going to help you solve those inner issues. The people that you want to, show that you got it going on, not going to help you when you're crying or on your knees asking why you're not at a certain place in your life yet. Whew, I could keep going, but that's going to be for a whole nother video. Another good thing, queens, about being alone is, self-reflection and being alone and having your isolation is not going to allow you to be tampered by other people's energy. Queen, you don't know what other people are going through right now. And when you find yourself navigating towards needing to be around other people and you're not comfortable with being alone, that means you're searching for something, which means your body is in a receiving stage. And that means it's easy to receive unwanted energy that comes from unwanted people. It's hard to see the wolf in sheep's clothing all the time. But you'll find yourself, if you're around somebody, because you just needed to get out the house or you just needed to go be around people, you got to start paying attention to how that energy feels, because that energy, is going to hit you in some type of way, because the mind and the universe has a funny way of reminding you that I told you to spend this time by yourself today. I didn't tell you to go have dinner with your girlfriend today. I told you to go have dinner by yourself. I told you to go sit down and have a conversation with yourself. I told you to enjoy the beauty in being by yourself. So, queen, last but not least, when you're alone, you find yourself having some serious clarity. Yes, clarity. You don't get clarity when you're in clutter. And people can sometimes be cluttering your life. If you have too many people cluttering your mind with their ways of thinking, with what they feel should be done this way or whatever the case is, queen, you might just need to go, like I said, into that cocoon state and say, you know what? That's just too much. And that's why you will find yourself secretly navigating towards an isolated state. Queen, embrace it. I will say a disclaimer. If you find yourself isolating to a depression type state of mind, please make sure you seek help. Please make sure you seek a therapist, a counselor, or someone that can help you. Remember, if the isolation is not intentional, meaning it's intentional for you to grow and find clarity in who you are trying to be or become, or you might be in a time of cleansing and purging yourself. You've got to know whether or not you're in a depressed state or you're in a purging state. The depressed state, please get help. Your mental health is so important to you, making sure that you are here and relevant on this earth, queen. You were given a gift. So, as I said at the end of every video, queen, are you queening it or not? And be you, because everyone else is taken. All right, queens, till next time.